For years, I've told you the same thing on this channel. Siri is not a good assistant. Well, after today's Apple keynote, I might have to take that back. A lot of the time at WWDC, Apple brings minimal updates with features you probably aren't going to use. What Apple actually dropped today is a complete rebuild of Siri with Siri AI. Now, I'll talk about some of Apple's demos later that show this thing working across all apps and pulling information from everywhere. That's what got me excited. So I'll be downloading the beta as soon as it's available. And by the end of this video, you may be excited for Siri too. Now, I live in the Apple ecosystem. I run an Apple home, but I've still been one of Siri's biggest critics. So I am skeptical to see how this stuff really works until I get my hands on it. Here's what I'm genuinely excited about, and it's the thing that separates this from other AI options. Apple Intelligence works across your apps and can grab information from all over your device. Think about how you use ChatGPT and Claude right now. You're basically limited to what happens inside that app. And yes, there's connectors and integration, and those are getting better, but it's not the same thing. What Apple is promising is native system-wide access. So your messages, photos, calendars, notes, all of it working together. That's a level of integration the standalone AI apps just can't match, because they don't live inside the OS the way Siri does. That's the potential, and I stress potential because it's just demos for now. But if Apple pulls this off, that's the real advantage. This isn't just a Siri update, it's new architecture underneath everything. The core are Apple Foundation models. And the big one, Apple partnered with Google, so it's using the tech behind their Gemini models to build this. A year ago, Apple was trying to do everything in-house, but leaning on Google's model is a big admission they were behind. But I'd rather have a Siri that works than one that hasn't worked well. Now, it runs partly on device, partly on servers via private cloud compute. And the whole privacy pitch is that your data isn't stored. It's only used to run your request. And outside experts can verify that this is true. Since I'm already using Apple devices and I have an iCloud account with all my files, this is one of the reasons I feel better about using Siri AI than other options. So Apple is taking Siri plus Apple Intelligence and rebranding it as Siri AI. Now, what they say it can actually do now is personal context understanding, so it knows your stuff, such as your messages, photos, notes, and it can pull from those. Now, there's on-screen awareness, which would tailor answers to whatever you're looking at, which would be great. You don't have to describe or ask questions about something that the AI can't see. A big one would be app action, so it can reach across your apps to get things done. And an important one, which Siri has always been bad about, is just world knowledge. And with the updated Siri AI, it will go to the web for real answers now, and not just pass you off to your phone. It's also more conversational, so you could go back and forth with it. And there's a dedicated Siri app, so you can revisit your conversations at any time. That's going to sync privately across your devices via iCloud. The first Apple demo was asking about a concert in San Francisco. Siri then gave the dates. The person asked how to get tickets. Siri said it was a lottery. So then the person said, hey, remind me to sign up for that lottery. It then created a reminder for the day that the lottery was happening. And all this for just naturally speaking to it. Another use was looking at a photo on social media and asking Siri to identify the location of the photo. Another one was asking Siri what a friend's address was, and it was grabbing it from an old message out of the message app, and then asking for directions to a place with a stop at that friend's. So it loaded the destination in the map with that person's address as a stop beforehand. In the photo apps, they showed how you can ask for photos from last weekend. Siri found them, and then you say, add just the ones with these people to our shared album. And it creates a shared album without ever opening the Photos app. What's cool is you see all this stuff within the Siri app, and it's not launching the different apps, just grabbing information from it. I've been the guy telling you that Siri is only good for timers and turning off the lights. So watching it pull an address out of an old text and drop it straight into Maps, That stuff's pretty impressive. So if that works in the real world, that's a different Siri than the one we've been complaining about for years. Siri AI is going to bring a brand new voice experience that's more expressive and more natural. Within the app, you can customize the voice and adjust the pacing and how expressive the responses are. And this is the right way to do personality. Apple's going to let you dial it in instead of just forcing a chatty assistant on you, which if you saw my Alexa Plus video is exactly the opposite of what Amazon did. System-wide dictation is going to be getting an accuracy boost, which if you dictate, you know that spelling, punctuation, capitalization, all those things can be problems at times. Now, this is a section that a lot of my smart home folks can appreciate. Apple Intelligence in the Home app can now analyze recorded clips from compatible cameras and generate descriptions of what actually happened. It can also stitch footage across multiple cameras into one timeline, so you get the whole picture instead of having to jump between your camera feeds. And the big one, you can search clips by what was captured, like finding a package without having to scrub through footage. You can ask, when was my package delivered? Which would be pretty cool. Or who was at my door? Who set off my camera? When did my kids get home? Or whatever else it might have captured. We'll have to play with it and see. Also within Apple Home, it'll do 4K recorded clips on supported cameras. I think searchable camera clips across multiple cameras is a smart feature that's interesting, a cool AI use. This is an AI feature that can actually change how you use the Home app. It also combines related accessory notifications into one updating activity. Instead of blowing up your lock screen with every step, instead it can just tell you such and such, unlock the door. Instead of, I think this is such and such on the cameras. And the front door was unlocked and everything that happened. Apple Intelligence is going to be implemented into shortcuts, so you can create shortcuts by asking what you want to have happen instead of having to pick all the steps and put them in the order you need to. This could make shortcuts much more useful for people. Now, another Siri AI feature is the new camera mode. So if you tap the shutter, it sees what you see, and you can point it at a bill to split the tab. Or you can point it at a dish that you're getting ready to eat and ask for nutrition. And some of that nutrition stuff, that seems like I'll believe it when I see it. In the camera app, you will have a Siri option right there, so you can do Apple Intelligence searches. Now, in the photo apps, there's 3 new editing tools that I think could come in handy. There's Cleanup, which can remove things from a photo, and apparently it's gotten better. Sometimes the existing one hasn't done really well. There's Extend, which I can see possibly using this, where you can have it use AI to generate the rest of an image. So if you wanted to zoom out, it can fill in what's not in the picture. So we'll have to see how that works. And then there's a Reframe, and Reframe will allow you to change the angle that you took the pictures and generate any missing information to complete the picture. I don't see using that one personally. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Now, this is the biggest swing Apple has taken at Siri in a while. In 2024, they told us we would get Apple Intelligence and a smarter Siri, but they weren't able to pull it off. But now with the partnership with Google, kind of tells you that they finally have gotten serious. They're leaning on people that do it better than themselves. Now, these are demos. Apple has a history here of putting out demos like the personalized Siri, and Apple Intelligence is going to do all this amazing stuff. So we got to temper our expectations until it ships or get to see the results of the beta software. Now, if you're in the Apple ecosystem and you've written Siri off, this is the year that it might be worth using again. Now, if you're on an older device, some of the best features, expressive voice, advanced dictation, you're not going to be able to use those. Any current Apple Intelligence device will be able to take advantage of these things. Now, what do you guys think about these features I've talked about? Do you think Apple's going to be able to pull them off? Or is this just all hype from them that they won't deliver on at the end of the day? If you haven't yet, consider subscribing so you can check out future videos on this. And thanks for watching. Bye.